Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC 298 Volkanovski versus Topuria. We back out of the Apex finally, and we got a pay-per-view, and it's a pretty good pay-per-view too. So that you don't know how I am to not be breaking down a fucking Apex card. We'll be back in the Apex in 2 weeks, but at least for this week and next week, we're not in the fucking Apex, which is, again, fucking amazing. I can't describe how happy I am about that. So, like, just main thing, just those last two Apex cards sucked. They were so underwhelming that it's so nice to not go back there for a week or two. So this is gonna be nice, having a crowd, a really good card. I'm excited. So enough rambling about the fucking Apex. All I can really say before I get into this breakdown is please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. And as always, unless I'm going to say something, let's break down some fights. 12 fights in total, and it's a good 12 fights. Very, maybe 1 or 2 bad fights, and I don't think there is a bad fight on this card. I think every fight has its purpose. I think every fight has a good reason behind it. Makes sense, and it's going to be a really good card. Nothing, not knock on wood. Everything looks to be intact. Just everyone gotta make weight tomorrow, and we're good. And I think everything's gonna go smooth. Speak that into the universe that everything's gonna go smooth. And yeah, let's break down some fights. As we start in the early prelims with a fight in the women's flyweight division between Andrea KGB Lee versus Miranda Fear the Maverick. A very solid fight. Two fighters I'm shocked have not really fought before because they've been in the UFC a hot minute now. But this should be a very interesting fight. Very solid fight to begin the night. Especially compared to the last pay-per-view opener, that being Malcolm Gordon, Jimmy Flick. This is way better in my opinion. This is not gonna be I'm not trying to say this is gonna be some fucking barn burner, because it's not. This is gonna be a very solid way to open a card, I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong a lot lately, Joe Pyfer. But I have faith this will be a good one, and I think this is a decent fight. So enough talk. Let's talk about Andrea Lee, who I'm shocked is still in the UFC. Andrea in the UFC is 5-6. Her UFC career has been very up and down. This is her fucking first fight in... Actually, I'm shocked she's come back so quick after the Silva fight. So her best wins in UFC are Veronica Hardy. Her wins in UFC are Veronica Hardy, Ashley Evans-Smith, Montana De La Rosa, Antonina Shevchenko, and Cynthia Calvillo. Yeah, she really does not have any good wins, which I guess kind of points to why she's on the streak that she is on. And her losses are Joanne Wood, Lauren Murphy, Roxanne Modafferi, Vivi Araujo, Macy Baba. That was a robbery though. Natalia Silva. So really, she's 6-5 because this was a complete robbery. But even then, 6-5, your best win in the UFC is Veronica Hardy. That's not a good look. And her losses, Joanne Wood's okay. Lauren Murphy, that's disputable. Roxy in 2020, that's not great. Vivi and Natalia Silva, can't get mad. Both those two are great, but especially losing 3 in a row on paper, but at least lose I don't know. That Barber fight was complete robbery, but even then, it doesn't look good that you fucking well, it's actually, wow, I just saw this. It's funny, she's fighting Miranda Maverick, who, maybe her most well-known fight at this point is the robbery against Macy Barber, which I'll talk about. But, yeah. Andrea Lee really hitting a skid in her career right now. Like, the Natalia Silva fight, she just got dominated. Now she's back, 35 years old, her job really on the line right now. Even if she would got that Barber fight, at this point, she's 35 years old. She's not looking that good in the UFC. Her last good performance, like, even the Barber fight wasn't a good performance. Her last good performance was a Calvillo fight, and that was fucking years ago. So she really needs this win, and I don't know if she's gonna get it. So, like, again, 35 years old. I think she's fucking ranked for some reason. Yeah, like, Andrea's not a bad fighter. She's a very fine fighter. I don't think she's a ranked level fighter, but I think she's average. I think she's a very average fighter, and her wins and losses definitely show that. The only reason she's been ranked, especially, I think she was like top 10 before, because flyweights such a shit, weak division for years. Now it's actually a strong division, and she's, you can say it's for her, Kaylin Chukagian, Lauren Murphy, Jennifer Maya, all of these fighters who were like, that was the top 5 of the division, to be honest. That was the fucking top 5 at one point, and now they've all got fucking sent down because they sucked. They were never good fighters. Andrea Lee's an average fighter. I don't think she's a great fighter, and I don't think she's a bad fighter. She's average, but she's also 35 years old, and she's aging, and it's definitely showing in her performances. So, and her coaching's terrible. Fucking Tony Kelly. Like, I get why he's in her corner. Literally her husband, boyfriend, whatever. He's so fucking stupid. That's a terrible dude to have in your corner. So, Andrea is not incapable of fighting anywhere. Like, she can strike, she can grapple. She's just not great at anything. And I think this fight could definitely be one that shows that to an extent, because Maverick is like that too, where Miranda Maverick can fight really anywhere, so, yeah. To talk about her opponent, Miranda Maverick. Maverick in the UFC is 5-3, really 6-2. Her 6 wins are Jojua, Jillian Robertson, Macy Baba, Sabina Mazo, Shana Young, and Priscilla Cachoeira. Her only 2 losses in the UFC are Erin Blanchfield and Jasmine Jasudavicius. Maverick's a good fighter. She's just really had some questionable performances. Like, it really, like, the Blanchfield fight, I won't even say that. And the Barber fight, I won't say that because that was a robbery. But I'll definitely point to the Shanna Young fight definitely being the start. That was a very weird performance. She should have looked better. And the Jasmine Jasudavicius fight, Jasmine is a very good fighter herself, but Maverick was getting outstruck by Jasudavicius, which is not a good look, because Jasmine's not a very good striker. She's a good fighter, not a good striker, like, and so that's not a good look for Maverick, but she did bounce back in her last fight, dominating Cachoeira, I should say. So, she's again like Andrea Lee, like a very good stylistic matchup. Both these girls can fight, they can strike, they can grapple. It's just who's better where. In my opinion, I would probably say Maverick's better in both areas. She's probably better on the ground. Man, she's better on the feet. Actually, on the ground, who has more submissions? I wonder. 7 submissions. Andrea Lee does not have 7 submissions. I can tell you right. She has what, 2? Well, yeah, interesting. Maverick's a very solid, an average, like, if Andrea Lee's average, Miranda Maverick's a little above average, if that makes sense, especially being 9 years younger. So, yeah. The betting odds for this fight have Miranda Maverick minus 205 to plus 170. I would agree. Minus 200 for Maverick fits here perfectly. Like I said, she's better everywhere, in my opinion. She's 9 years younger, not on a 3-fight losing streak on paper. And with Lee being 35 and not looking so good lately, again, these betting odds do make a lot of sense. So, I do agree with these betting odds, and I am going to pick Miranda Maverick. I do think she'll be able to win this fight. I think she'll be able to, again, just beat Lee in all aspects of MMA. I think her striking will be better. What's the reach? She's 3 inches shorter and 4 inches in reach, but maybe striking will be a little bit of a pain early when Lee's fresh. I could see Lee taking round 1, but round 2 and 3 I could see Maverick taking over, especially if she does grapple. I think she's probably stronger, and I think she'll be able to get Lee to the ground, especially more tiredly. I think Maverick has a better gas tank. They don't have, neither of them have good gas tanks, but I think Maverick's is a little better, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna go Miranda Maverick here. I think Andrea Lee will probably be Andrea's last fight in the UFC. I really don't see how you can give her another fight before, if she does lose, that'd be 13-9. I don't know how a fighter with a record like that can even fight in the UFC. 13-8's on the fucking verge. And again, I'm giving her benefit of the doubt with the fucking Macy Barber fight, but even then, let's say she loses this fight to Maverick, and let's say she won the Barber fight, that'd be 2-3 in her last 5. That's not a good look. So, and 35 years old. I know I keep bringing that up, but age is a super important thing in MMA. So, yeah. My pick here is going to be Miranda Maverick. I think she'll be able to just win. I probably see a 29-28 decision win here. And, yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Miranda Maverick by decision to start the night. After that, we head to welterweight for our second fight of the early prelims, and I'm actually excited for this fight because I'm very excited for the debut of one of these two fighters. As we head to the welterweight division, as I said, for Val the Animal Woodburn. I don't know why I fucked up Wood twice. Versus Oban the Welsh Gangster Elliott. Very interesting fight here. Very excited for the debut of Oban Elliott. But first, let's talk about Val Woodburn. Val in the UFC is 0-1. In the UFC debut on short notice, he fought Bo Nickel and got crushed in 38 seconds. I'll wipe that. I'll pretty much just wipe that fight away because does it really mean shit? No. He was up at middleweight on a week of notice against one of the best fighters in the division. What do you really want him to do? So I'll kind of ignore that and just look at him as the welterweight he is, making it pretty much as a debut for him, because that Bo Nickel fight was so unfair. It's not even funny. So good. This is a 10 times more fair debut for Val. So, I know his record doesn't scream anything impressive, especially some of these wins. But maybe he's good a lot. I don't, some people, I do see are picking him to win. I don't know how many of those people are trolling, or actually think he is going to win this fight. But, I don't know, I'm happy they are giving him a fair chance in the UFC, letting him fight at his weight class on a full camp, versus not one of the best fighters in the division. So, yeah, I maybe he'll be able to show how good he is here, but I doubt it. I don't know how good he is, and again, looking at his record, I doubt he's very good, but maybe I'm wrong. Never know. You really never know. Maybe he'll come in here and shock people, but I doubt it. I doubt it. To talk about his opponent, Oban Elliott. Oban is making his UFC debut, coming off the Contender Series, where he beat Kayik Brito in a very fun fight. I'm very excited for Oban's debut. He really looked great on Contender Series, and he really has a good personality. He already has the character locked down. He has a nice story. If you watch his Contender Series fight, you know his story is very interesting, and you really want to cheer for him to an extent. And he has a character. He's very cocky. He thinks he's very good. And again, from what I saw in Contender Series, he is very good. He was one of my favorite fighters from Contender Series this season, or in 2023. And again, I'm very interested in his debut. I think this is a very good debut matchup for him. A guy he, on paper, should probably beat pretty easily. But you never know. I've been burnt on way more DWCS prospects just this year. Tom Nolan, Thomas Peterson. So, is he going to fall into the DWCS fraud list, or will he prevail and look as good as he did in Contender Series? One red flag I did not see on his record before, but I just saw now. This is a red flag. Like, really? He lost to Michael Figlak? Do better. But, by the way, I'm pretty sure he follows me on Instagram. But, yeah, I'm very excited for Oban's debut. Good striker, good grappler. He's just a really solid fighter, and I think he's gonna get better. I know a lot of people were not impressed with his Contender Series fight, but I think he's gonna get better. And he did fight a very tough opponent, so this is gonna be interesting. I'm very excited for this fight. The betting odds have Oban Elliott minus 290 to plus 135. I would agree. I might move Oban down to maybe 250. I wanted to see Val get a fair chance, and I think this is it. I wonder what's the size. So Oban's taller. We don't know Val's reach. I guarantee it's not fucking that crazy. I think this could either be a really funny fraud checking, or this is gonna be a really solid debut for Oban. So, what do I think's gonna happen? I think Oban's gonna win this fight. Like I said, like I pretty much told you already when I talked about Val. Again, I think he's a better fighter. I think he's a better fighter. I think he has the confidence in himself to speak about confidence. The guy in our main event later, he's very confident. I think he believes in himself, and I think he's going to put everything out there to win this fight. And I think he's going to win this fight. And I think Oban's really going to be an interesting fighter to watch in UFC, because he fights in a really interesting way, a lot of passion. So I'm excited to see him in the UFC. I'm excited to see his debut here, and I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. So my pick here is going to be Oban Elliott by probably decision. I doubt he finishes Val. Maybe he does, but more likely he just puts a showcase on him. So yeah, I'm gonna go Oban Elliott by decision. He should make a pretty decent debut. And now let's head to our featured early prelim. We stay in welterweight for a fight that's going to be fucking insane. I definitely don't think this is going to decision with how these two dudes fight. As we stay in welterweight to end our early prelims with Josh Bushido Quinlan versus Danny Left Hand to God Barlow. This is gonna be fun. Quinlan actually is stepping in for... Who the fuck did he step in for? Yusaku Kinoshita. So, I say a fucking upgrade in opponent. A harder fight, but a way better fight for Barlow. And I can't wait for this fight. I think this is going to be fireworks. So let's start by talking about Josh Quinlan. Josh in the UFC is 1-1, coming off Contender Series, where I forget what he popped for, but he did win on Contender Series to get a contract. And then he made a UFC debut against Jason Witt with a vicious fucking knockout. And then in his last fight against Trey Waters about a year ago, he kind of got embarrassed and looked terrible. Got completely just his shit beat up by Trey Waters, and took his first career loss. So he's been off for about a year, and hopefully getting better. Quinlan is not a great fighter. His striking's okay. He has his power is definitely what bails him out in his fights. He's very powerful striking. Ground game, I don't remember seeing much of it. Maybe it's okay. He's not really beat anyone that good. When your best career win as of right now is Jason Witt, there's a little problem, but maybe he's gotten better over the last year. Again, maybe, but if he hasn't, this fight can go really bad for him. So, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a really fun fight. But it also could be very bad for Quinlan if he's not gotten better. Because if he's still the same Quinlan from the Waters fight, he's probably going to get beat up badly. So, like, again, he's not a terrible striker, but he's not a great one. Again, it's pretty much just power from Quinlan, which, again, he has really good power, but you need a little more than that. So, yeah. And then to talk about his opponent, Danny Barlow, making his UFC debut. Of course, coming off the Contender Series, where he looked great in about 80 seconds with a knockout of Raheem Forrest. Dude looked great. His striking looked crisp as shit. He was able to stay calm in a finishing sequence, and he just looked really, really, really good. Definitely a dude I was impressed by and excited to see in the UFC, and I'm excited. Again, his record, not great, but most guys coming out Contender Series, their record ain't great, so. I'm another guy with a shit ton of power, like 28 years old, making, like, this is a really, kind of the same fighter fighting themselves. I think, as you like the Maverick Lee fight, I think Barlow is the better version of Quinlan. I think his striking is better. I think power, I'm not sure. Ground game, I'm not sure. But striking wise, I think he's a better striker. I think he's longer too. 2 inches taller, 8-inch reach advantage. That's going to be useful. I think Barlow's a very interesting prospect. I'm excited to see what they can do in the UFC. A lot like Oban. 2 really good debuts I'm excited for coming off Contender Series on this card. So. And Quinlan's a perfect dance partner for Barlow. Like Kinoshita would have been a layup. Quinlan's going to be fun. Someone's getting KO'd in this fight. I'm excited to see who it is. So, yeah. Sorry about that. The betting odds for this fight have Danny Barlow minus 180 to plus 155. I agree. Maybe I move Barlow down to maybe minus 160. I think that maybe makes a little more sense. I think 180 is a little too much. Even with Quinlan looking like shit in his last fight, I do think 180 is a little much. I would say minus 160 to plus 140 makes a little more sense, but whatever. And I do, again, I agree with the betting odds here. I think Barlow will get the win here. I think he's the better fighter. He has the longer reach. And I think he'll be able to stick and jab, use his jab really well. And fucking eventually get the KO punch probably, because I don't see this going 15 minutes for these two fight. So I'm excited for this fight. Expect fireworks, and I'm going with Danny Barlow by knockout in the first. I think he cracks Quinlan's chin and gets the win. Not very much else to say. Left hand to God, gonna send Quinlan to God. Debut W. So those are early prelims, really good prelims, a decent flyweight fight, 2 good debuts, exactly what you want from the early prelims. Now you head to the prelims, and it gets even better. As we start in the light heavyweight division, we have the big boys coming out, and they're saying usually this is the heaviest weight class on the card, not this week, but we head to light heavyweight for our opening prelim fight, which could be a fun one, as we have Mingyang Mountain Tiger Zhang. That's a I'm getting Mingyang. Sorry if I'm fucking that up. Versus Brendson the Gorilla Ribeiro. Very good fight, a battle of debuting guys, which is interesting. So, yeah, let's talk about Zhang first. Zhang finally making his UFC debut after what feels like forever trying to. He got his contract winning on the road to UFC. He won on road to UFC and got a contract, I'm guessing. I think that's what happened. I don't see why anything else would have happened. Or maybe they assigned him, they were impressed with him, I don't know. But, yeah, Zhang in the UFC now, finally making his debut after so many... Don't tell me he actually lost to that guy. Oh, you fucking suck. You lost to this bitch. But, yeah, he's had 2 debuts canceled. He was meant to fight Tyson Pedro this time last year, and then he was meant to fight Ribeiro late last year. And both fell through due to Zhang. So yeah, now he's finally getting his debut though. So he's on a long winning streak. How many is that in a fucking row? Jesus, 9 in a row, all by KO, right? Yeah, all KOs in the first round. God damn, 9. But look at like 7-2, 1-3, 6-9. Nice. So yeah, I not seeing a lot of good things I like about this guy. He lost to a can, and this dipshit. He beat a lot of cans. Not a lot of things I'm liking, but maybe he's gonna shut me up. 25 years old, 16-6, so he's not like that new. And let's see what he brings. Maybe he's gonna bring. Maybe he's gonna shut me up. To talk about his opponent, Brendson Ribeiro. Brendson is also making his UFC debut off the Contender Series this time, not the Road to UFC, and he got his contract beating Bruno Lopez as a giant underdog. I think that was like the biggest upset of the season, like betting odds wise, and maybe just overall. Plus, like being a -600 favorite is impressive, and he fucking hurt. He knocked him out bad. So that was a very impressive performance by Ribeiro. He looked good the whole fight up until the KO, and now he's in the UFC making his debut. Not a lot of another guy with not a very impressive record. A lot of red, I'm saying. And before 7-1, 29-18-1. At least he's not beating fucking 2-2 fighters. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a very weird fight. Two dudes making their debut, neither of them with impressive records, but both coming off impressive performances. This can be interesting. I think this could be really fun. I know, like, Ribeiro I know a little more of, because I actually watched his Contender Series fight. I did not see Zhang's fight on Road to UFC. I think I've seen the KO, and it's, of course, a good knockout. But, yeah, I am very interested in this one. When two debuting fighters fight, it's always interesting. Because someone's gonna make a great debut, the other is going to fucking lose their debut, which is never a good sign, so. Yeah, this should be fun, and it's light heavyweight, 2 heavy hitters. Let's see, what's Ribeiro's knockout for level 9? Okay. Cool. This could be fun. I'm excited for this fight. The betting odds have Zhang. Well, these are kind of old betting odds. Zhang's about -120, 125 now. Ribeiro's about +100. Pretty much a pick'em, and that's what I think the odds for this fight should be. I think it should be about a pick'em. I think neither of these guys really stand out as the better fighter in this fight. I think it's just gonna come down to who hits that first punch first. I think it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what happens, and whatever happens, I just like the Barlow fight. I think we're getting a finish in this fight, so I'm excited. I am very, very fucking excited for this fight. I'm just checking some stats to see, because this will definitely help my picking percentage. Okay, interesting, very, very interesting. Okay. So yeah, who am I picking in this fight? I'm gonna lean with the underdog Brendson Ribeiro. I think his record's a little more impressive. I think he's a little more proven. And I'm interested to see how he does. What's the sizes here? 6'2", 6'3". Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Barrow here. I think I won't be shocked if Zhang wins, since I really don't know much about Zhang. Maybe he'll make me look stupid, but as of right now, I'm leaning Ribeiro to win this fight. I think just going off his last one alone, he's riding high, biggest upset off DWCS. He's not been off for a year. Almost 2 years. I'm gonna go Ribeiro. I think he does get to win here, so. And I'm gonna go by knockout in the I feel second. I think Zhang's never won a fight that went into second round, or past the first round, I should say, is the easier way to put it. And I think that I've really never seen Zhang fight. Maybe I'm wrong, but if he's never won a fight outside the first round, that probably means his gas tank sucks. And if it does, Ribeiro's probably gonna jump on that. So I'm gonna go Brendson Ribeiro by knockout in a second. I think he'll be able to beat up a gassed Zhang and get the win. So I'm going Brendson Ribeiro by knockout in a second. Should be a really fun fight, just like the Barlow fight. Another fight that probably won't see scorecards. So, yeah. After that, we head to bantamweight for a fight I'm not going to waste much time on. There's very little to say about this fight. As we head into our second fight of the prelims in a bantamweight division between Rinya Hybrid Nakamura versus Carlos Pepquino, sorry if I said that wrong, Vera. A bantamweight named Vera from Ecuador. Where have I seen this before? Not gonna waste much time on this fight. I'm not even gonna really break it down. Rinya Nakamura is gonna win this fight. Carlos Vera is stepping in for Brady Houston, which, goddamn, I'm so mad that fight got canceled. That was such a fucking good fight. But yeah, he is stepping in for Brady Houston about a week or two ago, I believe. And respect to him, this second fight he stepped in on. He stepped in to fight someone else a couple weeks ago, but that fight got canceled, obviously. And so respect to him, he's gonna get fucking annihilated here. Rinya's performance against Fernie was not as impressive as I thought it would be, but he still looked good and won. This should be Rinya's coming out party. On a pay-per-view prelim, on the actual prelims, not the early prelims, and as a giant favorite, the biggest favorite on the card by a mile, he should show up and show out here. So, and Rinya, I think, is one of the more, terrifying prospects at bantamweight right now. Fucking 8-0. 28 years old, great wrestling background, his striking ain't terrible. This should be his coming out party. If he doesn't dominate here, if he doesn't get a finish here, it's gonna look really fucking bad in my opinion. So, yeah, again, respect to Carlos, 36 years old, you're getting your UFC shot finally. It's gonna go terrible. So, yeah. So, of course, my pick here is going to be Rinya Nakamura. I think he dominates and gets the win. He is my lock of the night, obviously. Yes, he's the big favorite on the card, my lock of the night. Wow, shocker. Every time someone says a joke like that, I always think the lock of the night is not meant to be a long shot. It's meant to be they're just meant to win. Rinya Nakamura is meant to win. He's gonna win. He's my lock for the night. I'm going to Rinya Nakamura by knockout in the first. I think he's going to finish Carlos for the first time in Carlos's career. And I'm going, and so, yeah. He lost by decision to Katona. Yeah, I'm going Rinya Nakamura knockout in the first. I think he shows up, shows out, and puts his name on the map. So, yeah. Lock for the night, Rinya Nakamura by knockout in the first. And now, a quick intermission as I tell you why I'm going to start breaking fights down out of order. Because if you would look at this image right here, about an hour ago, Dana put out a post on Instagram that showed this on in the background. And obviously, if you look at this and you look at this, the order's a little different because they did update the card. So now, instead of breaking down Marcos de Lima and Justin Tafa, I'm going to break down Fluffy Hernandez and Roman Kopylov because that's what is in order now. That's what the real order is now. So, yeah, just a quick heads up on why I'm going to break down fights out of order of Tapology, because now Tapology's order is wrong, which I'm not even mad because it's only been an hour, so I didn't expect them to update it that quickly, but that's just why I'm breaking shit down out of order. So I just wanted a quick update. UFC, good update to the card. I think what they did was smart. And yeah, let's break down our third fight of the prelims, the co-main event of the prelims, and a fight that just got moved down to the prelims. And it's a very good fight, by the way. This fight got moved down to prelims, and people are still going to be hyped to watch because it's a really good fight. I'm very excited as we head to middleweight for Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov. Kopylov is stepping in for Ikram Alishkarov in this fight. Shocker, Ikram pulled out of the fight. And yeah, this is going to be a banger. I can't wait for this fucking fight. Let's talk about Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy in the UFC is 5-2. His 5 wins are Jung Young Park, Rodolfo Vieira, Josh Frem, Marc-Andre Barriou, and Edmund Shabazian. His 2 losses are Marcus Perez and Kevin Holland. One of those losses ain't a great look. You should be beating Marcus fucking Perez. Ain't that Joker dude? Who like always did the Joker shit? Yeah, you should be beating that guy. But Kevin Holland, that's understandable. And that was 2020 Kevin Holland. Extremely understandable. Jesus. Fluffy is actually ranked, which is crazy, but I'm very happy to say that because Fluffy deserves it, man. Fluffy is such a good fighter. I saw someone say, literally, 2 days ago, a tweet about Fluffy. Why is he not getting hype? It's because he's a wrestler. Fluffy's a wrestler, but he's a great wrestler. His gas tank's really good. In his last couple fights, he's just been mauling dudes. He mauled Marc-Andre Barriou. He mauled Edmund Shabazian. He's just been mauling motherfuckers, and he's been looking great. The Frem fight was a bad performance by him, I won't lie, but even then, he got the win, and then Rodolfo was his, that was his big fight. So, I'm very excited to see Fluffy back, and I think he can easily start climbing the rankings, dude. He's really good. His wrestling's really good. His gas tank's solid. His striking's getting better. He's just a really good fighter, and I'm happy. It'd been cool to see him on the main card getting that spotlight, but even here, people are going to be excited to watch him fight because he's in a really fun fight. And to be honest, if he wins this fight, he's going to steal all the spotlight from Roman Kopylov because Kopylov is the hyped up dude right now. So many people are hyped up on Kopylov. Fluffy can swoop in, take all of that shit, and fucking run with it. So, I'm really excited for this fight, and I think Fluffy can really show a lot here if he wins. And again, he probably won't get a lot of hype because he is a wrestler, like I said. But I do think he should be starting to get some hype if he wins this fight. Because again, he is really good. And again, he's ranked number 15, which is fucking insane. So, yeah. To talk about his opponent, Roman Kopylov, Mr. fucking on fire right now. Roman in the UFC is 4-2. His 4 wins are Alicio Di Chirico, Punahele Soriano, Claudio Ribeiro, and Josh Frem. His 2 losses are Carl Robertson and Albert Duraev. His 2 losses, Robertson, that was a very young Kopylov, and Duraev, I'll talk about that more later. But his last 4 fights, he's really just been in his bag. Especially, 2023 was the year of Kopylov, especially at middleweight. The Puna fight, start of the year, he looked great. Claudio Ribeiro, he kicked his fucking head off. One of the best knockouts of the year. Everyone started talking about him then, and then he destroyed Josh Frem. That his hype is really big right now, and if he wins this and gets ranked, he's gonna be he will probably be main eventing a fight night after this, because a lot of people are hype about Kopylov, a lot of people are high on Kopylov, and that goes back to what I was just saying, how Fluffy could easily swoop in and take his hype, because for Kopylov, if you look at how a lot of people look at this fight, well, not look at this fight, but would talk about these fighters, you would think Kopylov is the ranked guy, it feels. So, because he's the exciting one. He's the striker, he's this and that. Fluffy's the wrestler. So, yeah. The one fight I do want to talk about with Kopylov, and I will bring it back up after this, is the Duraev fight. I think that could be a foreshadowing to what happens in this fight with Fluffy, because this is definitely a giant step up for Kopylov. As great as that 4-fight winning streak is, he beat no one good. Chichirico's a shit fighter. Punahele just hits hard for 2 minutes. Claudio Ribeiro's fucking garbage. Josh Frem is not very good. This is his big jump, and this is his, let's see if you, he's on fire right now, he's the fucking hot shit, he has momentum. Let's see if he can channel that into a ranking. If he can, good for him, man. But this is definitely a big jump for him. And I think that Duraev fight, again, is a very interesting fight, because, excuse me, I'm recording this a little earlier in the day, so, yeah. if he's not fixed his grappling, his takedown defense, and all that since the Uriah fight, he doesn't get smashed by Fluffy. He doesn't get smashed by Fluffy because Fluffy's way better than Duraev. Like, Fluffy's a better striker, better casting, better... Like, Duraev sucks. The dude just got cut, like, 2 weeks ago. So, I definitely think this is going to be a very intriguing fight, and it's really going to be interesting to see if Kopylov has gotten better, or... Because if he hasn't, then if he loses this fight in the same way he lost Duraev fight, then it's pretty obvious he was just beating up Can. And I don't think Kopylov's a bad fighter. He's not. He's a very good striker. But I think if he does lose this fight, especially again the same way as the Duraev fight, he's gonna go to a part. He's gonna be like a he's gonna be a very good unranked guy, cause he can beat these fucking strikers, but he's not gonna beat a Rodolfo Vieira, a Jung Young Park, a fucking Andre Muniz, Bo Nickel, etc. But if his takedown defense is better, then you can start talking. So let's see what happens. The betting odds for this fight have Fluffy Hernandez minus 180 to plus 150. Yeah, that was probably loud as shit. My bad. Yeah, I probably agree. I might move Fluffy down a little bit to maybe like minus 155. I like that. Minus 155 to plus 130. I like that a lot. I like how those odds sound for this fight. I think those make a lot more sense. This proves my point from earlier. I think Fluffy being the favorite, I'm a little shocked to be honest, betting odds wise, but I'm happy to see that. I think this is going to be a really interesting fight. Again, I won't be shocked if this is just like the Dry fight. Like, but if it's not, then Kopylov, prove me wrong, make me look dumb, and I'll admit it. So, yeah. Who am I going with in this fight? I'm going Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I think he will be able to do what Duraev did, get Kopylov down, beat him up, and get the win. So, I'm going Fluffy Hernandez by decision. I don't think he'll finish Kopylov. And, yeah, that's my pick. Fluffy Hernandez by decision. Keep your ranking and climb up them. So, yeah. Let's see what Fluffy and Kopylov can do. After that, from the updated lineup, our featured prelim now is a fun fight in the heavyweight division, and I'm excited for this fight. It's gonna be fun, and I'm probably gonna get this pick wrong because I have no fucking idea how to pick this fight. Because no matter which way I go, I'm gonna get this bitch wrong. As we have in the heavyweight division to end the prelims. Marcos Pezao Rogério de Lima versus Justin the Bad Man Tafa. Let's start by talking about Pezao. For de Lima in the UFC, he is 10-7 to go over his best wins in the UFC. Not really many to speak of. Ben Rothwell, Andrea Arlovski, and Waldo Cortez Acosta. And Bogoy Ivanov, that was a complete fucking robbery, so he's really 11-6. His losses in UFC, Nikita Krylov, which is weird to think. Not even try that fucking name. OSP, Stefan Struve, Alexander Romanov, and Derek Lewis. Yeah, every time he fights someone pretty good, he loses. Like, Krylov, OSP in 2017 was still pretty good. Stefan Struve in 2019 was still pretty good. Romanov in 2020 was still pretty good. Derek Lewis is fucking Derek Lewis. So, yeah, de Lima is like the most hot cold heavyweight in the division. One night he looks amazing. Like, for these 5 fights, he looked really fucking good. Like, he got robbed here. He fucking took the O off Waldo. He was looking great. Having, like, finishes against Andre and Rothwell. He looked great. And then Derek Lewis knees him in the fucking teeth. Or Romanov destroys him. So, de Lima's a very talented fighter. His striking is decent. His power is good. His ground game's really good. His gas tank's okay. He just can never have a consistent performance. Like, fuck, on paper, like, necessarily he should have beat Lewis. Like, he was like a giant favorite. Like, everyone thought he should beat Lewis, and probably he should have. But Lewis just came out with a game plan that Lima did not expect, and it fucking worked. So, by the way, I'm fucking amazed Lima's back only, how many months? 6 months after getting all his fucking teeth knocked loose. Literally, a week after that fight, he literally said his teeth were knocked loose and he couldn't fucking eat solid foods. So, how the fuck is he back so quick? I don't know. But, yeah, Lima's a solid fighter. But he is 38 years old, and he has taken so much damage. That Lewis fight definitely is, in the back of my mind while breaking down this fight. And we know his track record. So, he's never lost 2 fights in a row. So that is one thing he's not lost 2 fights in a row since 2012. So, and I don't even fucking, you can't even look at those fights. So I will barely count those. But, and, he was one of the kings of winning, losing, but he definitely broke his curse here, but does he start a new one of losing? So we'll see. But yeah, Lima's a good fighter, and shocked to see him back so quickly. So, yeah. To talk about his opponent, Justin Tafa. Tafa in the UFC is 4-3-1. His 4 wins: Juan Adams, Harry Hunsucker, Parker Porter, and Austin Lane. His 3 losses are Jorgen De Castro, Carlos Felipe, and Jared Vandera, and he had a no contest with Austin Lane. Tafa in his early UFC career was just he was a pretty bad fighter. But for some reason, ever since this Hunsucker fight, he's just been fucking kicking ass. He's killed Hunsucker. He's flatlined Parker Porter, the GOAT, and then he smashed Austin Lane when they actually had a fight. This is the best he's ever looked in his career, and he really has a shit ton of momentum right now. We're leading into this fight. Yes, he did beat some bad fighters. Henry Hunsucker and Parker Porter, bottom of the barrel. Austin Lane, not very good. But still, momentum is momentum, especially at heavyweight, which is rare to get. So, and he's looking the best he ever has. How will he look if the fight actually goes past the fucking 2-minute mark? I don't know. But he's looking better than ever, and he has momentum. Something Lima does not have, because he had Derek Lewis's knee in his fucking jaw. So, this fight, again, like I said at the beginning, I fucking made a tweet saying this today. No matter who I pick, I'm going to get this wrong. I don't know why. This fight is the hardest fight on the card to predict, in my opinion. The betting odds being, Lima being minus 150, no, this should be a pick'em. This could go either fucking way, and I have no faith in whoever I pick. So, because whoever I pick is going to lose the other way that I think the fight could go. So, it's pretty simple how this fight's going to go. Either Tafa's going to knock him out early, or Lima is going to survive and grapple and all that. Which do I think is going to happen? I don't fucking know. I have no confidence in either happening. So, what am I going to ride with? I'm leaning Justin Tafa. I feel the Derek Lewis fight, just 6 months, coming back after a brutal KO, only after 6 months does not sound right. He's 38 years old, and if he tries to strike with Tafa, I can see him getting his head knocked off. So, I'm going with the dude with the momentum. I'm going with the dude who is not coming off a brutal knockout, and he has the Australian feel tonight with Volkanovski later. I'm going with Justin Tafa, locking that in finally. When Lima wins a decision, I'm gonna be pissed off, and yeah, like that. I'm going to be fucking mad no matter if in my recap. I'll fucking say this: when Tafa loses, because I know he will now, I'm going to say, if I would have picked Lima, he would have got knocked out, because that's fucking true and I know it. So, or I look stupid, Tafa wins, and I'll shut up, so whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go Justin Tafa by knockout in the first. I think he'll be able to hurt the Lima and get the finish. He has momentum. His teeth are perfectly fine. And, yeah, I'm going Justin Tafa by knockout in the first. Let's see me get this pick wrong, because I know I will. So those are the prelims, really fucking good prelims to have fucking... There's no bad fights. Lee and Maverick, good fight. Oban and Barlow, 2 great debuts. Ribeiro Zhang, probably a banger. Rinya, gonna look great. Fluffy and Kopylov, a great addition to the prelims, gonna be a fun fight. Lima and Tafa, it's gonna be fun. Just, one of the, not very, like, I think the only ranked fighter is, like, Andrea Lee and Marcos de Lima, but they just booked a bunch of really good fights, and we got a really good prelims. So, thank you, UFC. But now, we move on to the even better main card. Excuse me. Which I'm very excited for. I think this is going to be a really fun card, and I can't wait. So, let's begin the main card with the new main card opener, which I've been saying, well, not saying, I've been thinking this should be the main card opener, because it should be, and I'm happy they did make the change, because this is a perfect main card opener. As we begin the main card with a welterweight banger, and with a dude everyone hopes wins versus a dude everyone hopes gets his fucking head knocked off. This is going to be a fun fight. As we begin the main card with Geoff, I know it's Geoff, I'm going to keep saying Geoff because that's how it's spelled. Hands of Steel Neal versus the cuck in Machado, Garry. Oh boy. Everyone on Earth wants Ian Garry to lose. Everyone on Earth wants Geoff Neal to win. Will that happen? I'll tell you. But, yeah, I'll talk about Geoff Neal a little bit, because, a little bit, not too much. Neal in UFC is 7-3. He had some good wins. That Camacho knockout, fucking brutal. Nico Price, Mike Perry, Ponzinibbio, Luque, bunch of good wins. His losses, Kevin Holland, my bad, that's not even the UFC. His losses in the UFC are Wonderboy, Magny, and Shavkat, and even this was a questionable decision. His only losses could really be Wonderboy and Shavkat, and at that Shavkat loss, he looked good. I think people do overrate that fight a little much, because yes, Neal looked good, but it was not no fucking bang. He never really had Shavkat close to being beat. He hurt him a little bit. Calm down. Like, Neal's a fine fighter. He's a very average fighter. I think people really like to suck his dick a lot, because he's like the only dude that actually hurt Shavkat. Like, yeah, we get it, but calm down. Neal's a really good fighter. Trust me. I'm cheering for him in this fight. You don't worry. Trust me. When this fight happens, he is as great as all you say he is. By being realistic, he's fucking not. He's a average fighter. I think he's ranked too high. I don't think he's that good of I don't think he's a fucking top 7 fighter. But whatever. And then to talk about Cuckboy, Ian Garry. As much as I fucking hate him, he's so lucky he's a good fighter. If he was a shit fighter, he would just be Paddy Pimblett. But worse, at least fucking Paddy Pimblett is not a fucking moron completely. Ian Garry's just a fucking idiot, but we're not talking about his personality. We're talking about the fighter, who is undefeated in the UFC with 6-0 record, beating Jordan Williams, Darian Weeks, Gabe Green, Kanan Song, D-Rod, and Neil Magny. His UFC career started with a great KO, but it was versus a complete bum. Then he had 3 really underwhelming performances. I was really unimpressed with all of these performances. And then he fought D-Rod and looked amazing. He made me someone who never says they're wrong. That's why I say I'm wrong all the time. But someone who rarely says they're wrong. I was wrong about Ian Garry as a fighter. He's a really good fighter. And then the Neil Magny fight where he kind of embarrassed himself. Couldn't get a finish. And yes, he dominated. He looked 30-25, whatever. He looked great. He should have got a finish. Especially with all the trash he talked, he needed that finish. He didn't get that finish, and he looked like a fucking idiot. So, and ever since that fight, he somehow turned into the most hated dude in MMA. Because fucking with Sean Strickland's gonna go bad. All of the shit with his wife, that, do I care? Not really. But, like, I don't know. He's a fucking douchebag. Like, as simple as that. Like, good fighter, but a douchebag, which seems to be the fucking key for MMA. John Jones, Connor, so, whatever. Good fighter, hopefully he loses. The betting odds for this fight have Ian Garry minus 245 to plus 195. Yeah, I agree. Ian could be close. Like, I think the highest I'd put Ian is minus 250. He's gonna win this fight. Let's not lie to ourselves. He's a better striker. He's fucking training with Charles Oliveira. I think he's a better grappler. He's younger. What's the reach and all that? He's way taller. 1 inch reach disadvantage, but that doesn't mean shit. Like, the only thing that I could see happening in this fight for Geoff Neal is he clips Ian like Kenan Song did. But do I think that's gonna happen? No. What I actually think is gonna happen is for 15 minutes, it's pretty much gonna be maybe a little bit closer version of the Neal Magny fight. Ian will beat up Neal. Like, it will probably be a little close early, but round 2 and 3 will probably be it would be more of a domination, and most likely Ian will just win a decision, 29-28, 30-27, and it's gonna be annoying, but just being realistic, that's what's gonna fucking happen. So, trust me, I hope I'm wrong, and I'll say right now, I'm picking Geoff Neal to win this out of pure bias, because I want to see Ian Garry get his fucking teeth knocked down his throat. But I'm okay with taking this L on this pick just because fuck Ian Garry, dude. He's such a douche. So, yeah, Ian Garry's going to win. I'm picking Geoff Neal to win out of pure bias because fuck Ian Garry. And I'm going to say knockout in the first. Please knock his fucking head off, Geoff. Please. So, Ian Garry's going to win, but I'll go Geoff Neal by knockout in the first for fun. Because fuck Ian Garry. Yeah. After that, we have in our second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division, I say the second biggest fight on the card for what happens after, because I'll talk about that in a second. But as we head to bantamweight 4, Merab the Machine Dvalishvili versus Henry Triple C Cejudo. Yeah, the winner of this fight will probably get a title shot. I don't know how they couldn't, unless O'Malley does move up to fight F45, which I'm okay with. So he can go fight Volk earlier, but the winner of this definitely should get a title shot. If you like to kill all O'Malley bias for a minute, this should be Cheeto and Cejudo. Merab should be fighting O'Malley. If you want me to kill all fucking bias, that's what I actually think. But the biased version of me says, fuck Merab, he doesn't even deserve to be here, he sucks. So, yeah. And Cejudo's a fucking douche. I don't like either of these guys. I don't like Merab as a fighter because he's boring, and I don't like Cejudo as a person because he's a dick. Merab actually seems like a really cool person. He's funny, complete opposite of Aljo. And Cejudo as a fighter ain't much better, so I'm not gonna go in depth on these guys. I don't like either, and I'm not that excited for this fight. It's really a lose-lose for me, because either Merab wins, which sucks, or Cejudo wins, which sucks. So, boo. The betting odds I agree with. Merab could be minus 200 and up. If you honestly ask me what I think's gonna happen here, I think Merab is going to throw Cejudo around like it's nothing for 15 minutes. He's bigger, stronger, younger, probably at this point better. I think Cejudo is just tainting his legacy, losing to Sterling and Prime Merab, but whatever, his choice. Most likely Merab's going to just throw Cejudo around. I won't be shocked. And that's probably what's gonna happen. What I hope happens is I hope Cejudo wins. I think I hope he finally someone can beat this boring bum Merab, because right now it looks like the only guy in that division that can do it is Sean O'Malley, because of course O'Malley would beat anyone easily. But yeah, I definitely think that Merab's gonna win this fight, but I'm going to biasly pick Cejudo because fuck Merab. I can deal with Cejudo's annoying personality more than I can deal with Merab's shitty fighting style. So I'm gonna go Henry Cejudo by decision. I have less faith in Cejudo than I have in Geoff Neal, and yeah, I'm gonna go Cejudo by decision. I I wish I could say I hope I'm wrong, but sadly I hope I'm right. To an extent, I don't know. I don't like either of these guys. Like, it's a lose-lose for me. I fucking don't like either. But again, I can deal with Cejudo more than Merab. So, Cejudo, win. You're not gonna. I can hope. It's Henry Cejudo by decision. It's not gonna fucking happen, I know. But whatever, I don't care. For fun. After that, we had to our third fight of the main card. The fight that just got boosted to the main card. And a fight that I think is very good. I know no one else does, but I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. As we head to strawweight for a very fun fight and a short notice fight. As we have Amanda Hina Lemos versus Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern is stepping in for Tatiana Suarez, who pulled out about a month ago by now. It feels like it's been a long time, which is so fucking lame. But at the same time, Tatiana should just get a title shot. But whatever, that's for a different time to talk about. Just a fun fight. I'm excited for this fight. So, and I'm happy it got a main card treatment. I don't think it should be where it is on the main card. I think it should be under Merab and Cejudo, but whatever. UFC's gonna do what they want. So, I'm happy these two got the main card spotlight. And let's talk about Amanda Lemos. Lemos in the UFC is 7-3. Her best wins are Angela Hill. Yeah, well, fuck, that was a robbery. So really, she is 6-4. Her best wins are Michelle Waterson and Marina Rodriguez. Her losses in the UFC are Angela Hill, Jessica Andrade, and Zhang Weili. Her last fight against Weili was a really bad showing for Lemos. To look so shitty on pay-per-view of a giant card, a co-main, a title fight, it really hurt her. I feel her perception in people's eyes. Because Weili could have done anything she wanted. It seems it was not even like Weili was sparring. It seemed she could get a takedown whenever she wanted. She could do whatever she wanted on the feet. She had 22 minutes of ground control or some shit. It feels like. So, Lemos really needs to bounce back after that, and I think she probably can. Especially in Vera, against Tatiana Suarez, just fucking quit. You're not winning that fight. But against Dern, she can win this fight. So, this is a really good bounce back fight for Lemos, and she should win this fight. If she doesn't, then you got some questions to answer, because you're 36 years old, and you just lost to Mackenzie Dern. So, yeah. I can't believe she's 36 years old, since she was meant to be one of the newcomers. I've talked about this before. The fact that her and Marina Rodriguez are older than Dern, Andrade, Weili, fucking all these, fighters who've been in the UFC a long time makes no fucking sense to an extent, but whatever. Let's talk about Mac Dern. This fucking idiot. I'm not picking her anymore. I'm not picking Dern to win ever again. She will not improve her fucking game. The Hill fight was a fucking fluke performance. Now for some reason she channeled her fucking inner Super Saiyan and became a great fighter for 25 minutes. Well, she sucks. Mackenzie Dern's a shit fighter. You don't want to go to the ground with her. If you're on the feet with her, you should be able to win easily. Andrade bounced her around the cage like it was nothing. Dude, she will not improve her striking. It's the weirdest shit ever. She will just not get better at striking. It's the most confusing shit. You know your weakness. You won't improve it. How are you still a garbage striker? It looks like she went back in striking ability in the Andrade fight. She looked like a shittier striker somehow. Which, I don't know if that was fucking possible. So, I'm not picking Dern anymore in these high-level fights. If she fights a fucking Karolina Kowalkiewicz, a Michelle Waterson, who else is in the rankings? Luana Pinheiro, even then she might lose. Then I'll consider it. No, I'm not picking her against someone who can strike, against someone with power, someone who's not a complete can. Dern sucks. I've tried to hold out hope she got better. I fucking held out hope. Her last 5 performances make no sense. Got destroyed by Marina Rodriguez, understandable. Looked pretty bad against Torres in the fight. She probably lost. Got beat by Yan Xiaonan in a weird fight. Looked amazing against Angie Hill somehow. And then looks like she decreased in ability against fucking Andrade. How? I'm done. I'm fucking done with Dern. She's so frustrating to watch. Even if I'm not picking fights, just to see this fighter who has talent on the ground, if she improved her striking, she could be a really good fighter. The fact that she is so fucking, I don't know what term I want to use, because she just won't get better at striking. It's so annoying. And I say is, if she fucking comes out here, beats up Lemos, drops her and subs her, or drops her, or beats her on the feet for 50 minutes, whatever, I'll eat all my fucking words and I'll be the dumbass. I have no faith in that happening because she will not improve her game. There's what I have to say about Mackenzie Dern. The betting odds I have Amanda Lemos minus 135 to plus 115. I move Lemos up to minus 190. I'd say 190. Just stop takedowns. And Dern's takedown entries are dog shit anyway. Just stop Dern's takedowns and knock her out. Like, if this fight hits the ground and Lemos gets subbed, I'll be pissed, but I won't be shocked. Lemos should easily win this fight. She should be able to easily knock Dern out or just keep it striking and win. Again, Dern's takedown entries are shit. Her striking is shit. Her chin ain't great. She especially coming off that Andrade fight was not even that long ago. Fucking 2 months ago. Like, no, that's my bad. I thought that was 296. No, that was 295. My bad. So yeah, 3 months ago. She in 3 months she's not improved her striking. Her takedown entries, her striking defense. She's gonna get beat. And Lemos is not the striker of Andrade. She might have more power, that's debatable. But she's not the striker, but she's still, even with fucking Lemos' striking being not as good as Andrade, it's still 10 times better than Dern's lack thereof striking. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Amanda Lemos in this fight. I want Lemos by knockout her first. She should be able to flatline Dern. And when she does, Dern really has she should be sent to some fucking Apex cards. Because, like, I get why she's not paid for here. She's stepping on short notice, and this is a good fight. Average, she should be fighting super down to rankings, if not fighting an unranked fighter at this point. And B, needs to really consider, I don't know, fixing your fucking striking. So, my pick here is Amanda Lemos by, fuck, I don't know what the fuck's going on with my voice. I go on a rant and my voice fucking loses it. My pick here is Amanda Lemos by knockout in the first. That's all I gotta say. There! The rare RX rant. You don't hear those often. At least in videos on Twitter, that happens daily. After that, now let's enter a co-main event of the evening, a fight that I'm shocked that you made it to Fight Week, as we have in the middleweight division Robert the Reaper Whittaker versus Barlow the Iresa Costa. I am fucking amazed Paulo Costa made it to Fight Week. I guess he's gonna have his one fight every 2 years. I really don't need to go in depth on Robert Whittaker. He is starting to get old. 33 years old, coming off a really bad performance against Dracus du Plessis. Like, I expected better from him in that fight, but off night, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Let's see how he looks here. He's fighting pretty much the downgraded version of Dracus du Plessis and Paulo Costa. So let's see if he can look like Rob Whittaker. I don't think Rob is washed yet, but I definitely don't think he's as good as he was. I don't think he's champion Whittaker anymore. He's good, but I don't think he's a top 5 level fighter. I mean, he might not at middleweight maybe, but I think as the division keeps getting better, I think Rob is going to start fading out. Again, 33 years old. Let's be honest, he does not beat Strickland. Dracus rematch would be interesting. No one cares about fucking Izzy. Hamza would probably beat him. So there's a lot of Rob's not a bad fighter, but that Dracus fight really was weird. And if he doesn't look like Rob in this fight, we're gonna have some issues. So yeah. And then Paulo Costa, what can I fucking say? I'm shocked he's gonna actually fight, but he's not even a good fighter. Like, I'm a fan of Paulo Costa because he's funny. He's a shit fighter. Like, before the Izzy fight, he fought a bunch of cans and had a banger with Yoel Romero. Then he fought Izzy, got dominated, fought Vettori, got dominated, and fought Rockhold in a great shit fight, if that makes any sense. So now he's gonna fight his one time. He's gonna fight in 2024 and then pull out the fights till 2026. Like, dude, I don't fucking know. Like, what? Your roid cycle don't match up with your fights, bro? Come on. I don't know. Costa is a weird one. I'm happy to see him fight. If he fought consistently, I'd not talk shit about him. He doesn't fucking fight, man. Dude, this is his first fight since 2022 against Luke Rockhold. Fuck. Dude, he's had... I could think of so many jokes in the fucking... dude, there's so many jokes I could make. It's not even funny. It's not even fucking funny at this point. Like, it's truly fucking insane. I want to see some. When did Izzy debut? I want to see some, because I'm pretty sure it was 28. If it's 2018, then I have a perfect joke. When did he fucking debut? Dude, Izzy's debuted, won the belt, lost the belt, won the belt, lost the belt, in the time Costa's had 5 fights. What the fuck? I'm losing my mind. I'm going Robert Whittaker to win here. The betting odds, Rob could be minus 300 and up. He just don't get clipped early, let Costa gas, and win. So I'm going Robert Whittaker by decision. I think he'll be able to I could see a 29-27, a 30-26. Survive early and win. Should be pretty easy night for Rob if he just does not get knocked out. If he does, if Rob loses, it's time to retire. He's clearly not the Rob of old. He's just old. So, but if he wins, then yeah, let's see what he can do next. I say the winner of this should fight the winner of Allen Vettori in a couple weeks, aka Brennan Allen, and I think it'd be a great fight. So, but that's for a couple weeks. Right now, I'm picking Robert the Reaper Whittaker to bounce back and show he's still got some juice left in him. Not roids, Paulo, juice like gas in a tank. So, I'm going Robert Whittaker by decision. And now, time for the main event of the evening. A featherweight title fight that's going to be really, really interesting on the legacy of this guy, the people in it, maybe some people outside of the fight. It's going to be interesting. I'm very excited. As in our main event of UFC 298, the UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, will defend versus Ilya El Matador Topuria. What a fucking banger of a fight. I can't wait. Not gonna really talk much about Volk. Do I really need to break down Volk? Like, he's not too old. He's still Volk. This fight means nothing. He had no fucking camp. This is the shit that matters. He got robbed here. But fuck lightweight. We're talking about featherweight. Volk's division, the greatest featherweight of all time. Dude, Volk at featherweight. He's back. He's back at his weight class. He's not fighting. He's not a fucking 45er fighting at lightweight. He's at his weight class, and he's going to show why it's still his weight class. Like, Volk, man, he's 35 years old. He's probably still the best fighter in the UFC. Like, he should still be pound for pound number 1. I don't care what anyone says. Islam sucks. John Jones doesn't fight. But whatever. Volk is not too old. Fucking, that's so stupid. He fucking came off the couch and got beat in a fight that means nothing. Fucking idiots. Man, is this an idiot? Speaking of idiots, Elliott Topuria. The cocky son of a bitch, who, if he loses, he looks like a fucking idiot. If he wins, he looks like a fucking genius. Elliott's a really good fighter, and that's one thing I will bring up with Elliott. If he does lose, I still think he'll probably get the belt one day. He's 28? He's 27 years old. He's a great fighter. Volk and Max are getting older, but they're not old yet. Dude, even if he loses here, I think he'll still probably hold the belt one day. He's a really good fighter. Just, is it his time right now? I don't know. I don't think so. Like, yeah, his wins are good. He smacked Ryan Hall around, something very few can do. The Jai Herbert fight, that was I'll give him the same benefit of the doubt as Volk. He smashed Bryce Mitchell into fucking nothing. The first fighter to do that. He almost killed Josh Emmett. Like, he's a really good fighter, and again, I don't think this is the end of the world for him. I think he still will get the belt one day, even if he does lose. But if he wins, then that's interesting. If he wins, he joins a super elite cast of people. He joins Conor, Aldo, Max, and Volk as the only featherweight champions ever. You better live up to those motherfuckers. Well, at least 3 of them. Conor's reign doesn't mean shit. But Elliott has a lot on his plate. He's super confident. He already thinks he's a champ. Let's see if he can back up his shit, man. Either he was right the whole time, or he's gonna look like a fucking idiot. Gonna be interesting. The betting odds are pretty much pick 'em. I think that's disrespectful as shit. I would have Volk minus 150. I think that Volk minus 150, Elliott plus 125, whatever. How can you count out Volk? Honestly, there's no featherweight in the world right now I would pick Volk to lose to. He is still the best featherweight in the world, the greatest featherweight of all time. And until proven otherwise, I'm gonna believe that. So, my pick here is going to be, and still, the champ. I'm going Volk. If he loses, would I be shocked? Not exactly. But I'd be a little shocked, but I wouldn't be completely shocked. I am getting, like, the one thing I thought this most of the week, this fight does give me Conor Aldo vibes. The one bad thing for Elliott here, though, he can't get in Volk's head like Conor did to Aldo. Volk's mentally strong, so that is his weak foot. But if Elliott wins this is more of a fucking, is he more cocky than Conor was? Which is fucking insane. But, I don't know, this fight's gonna be really interesting. The shit that's gonna come out of this fight is gonna be if Volk loses, oh my god, the stupidity is gonna run wild on motherfuckers. Oh, I'm scared. And if Elliott loses, it's not gonna be great for him. Dude, people are saying Volk's gonna fraud check Elliott. Losing to Volkanovski's not getting fraud checked. Whatever. So, whatever. Either way, this is gonna be really, really fun. I'm excited. Let's have the chaos. Let the chaos begin. And still, by decision, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Boom. Those are my picks. To go over them one more time. Miranda Maverick by decision. Oban Elliott by decision. Danny Barlow by knockout in the first. Brendson Ribeiro by knockout in the second. Rinya Nakamura by lock of the night by knockout in the first. Fluffy Hernandez by decision. Justin Tafa by knockout in the first. Geoff Neal by knockout in the first. Henry Cejudo by decision. Amanda Lemos by knockout in the first. Robert Whittaker by decision. And Alexander Volkanovski by decision. And still, let's go! Another week without me picking a submission. I think that's 2 or 3 weeks in a row now. The only fight I'd pick a submission for is Rinya, but he wants knockouts. If I was picking Dern, then yeah, Dern is very reliable and fluffy, can get submissions. But I'm excited for this card. It's such a good card, a really good prelims. I wonder if they've fixed it yet. The card order, I doubt it. It's been about 2 hours now since the update. No dice yet, but yeah, I'm excited. this is gonna be a really fun card. A lot of there's no bad fights. One of the worst fight on the card is Andrea Lee versus Miranda Maverick. You know you got a good pay-per-view. You got some good debuting fighters. You got some fun fighters. You got some the whole main card is ranked people since they put Lemos Dern up there. The lowest ranked person on the main card is what? Is it Ian Garry or Mackenzie Dern, who are like in the top 10? So I can't wait for this card. I'm excited. A lot of shit's gonna go down. I can't wait. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. You'll hear from me Sunday 1 p.m. BST. Hopefully I'll try my best. Most likely I'll get back on recap track. I promise. And we'll see what crazy shit happened. So I hope you enjoyed. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, as always, RX out. Good vibes only and always.